Hi, I'm the host of the STO Smokers Lounge. I'm here to tell you about Anchor, the perfect app that you can use right now to start your own podcast network. You can broadcast right now. All you got to do is download the app, whether you have a phone, iPad, or even a laptop or desktop. You can right now download Anchor or go to Anchor FM right now and start recording and have your stuff broadcasted over multiple platforms such as Spotify. So go to Anchor today and start your podcast career like I have. Because trust me, I love me some Anchor.
Right now, I think I got it right.
Okay, then yes, because I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I have a setup for this, and I haven't used it in a
Mhm.
while, so I just getting it all plugged up and plugged in.
Oh, yeah. People don't realize when you do this podcasting thing, it's just so much shit you got to do prep before you even get started, yo. It's just
Yeah,
crazy, man.
it's a
So
process, and it's really convenient to have tools like Anchor,
yeah.
but not everybody is ready or prep for it. I know
Oh
I wasn't
no.
today.
Oh no. Because so you probably do you use Anchor for yours or do you go use like studio equipment or you just use your phone?
I use studio software.
See,
It's
yeah, I use a
it's
comp.
called
Go ahead.
Restream.
Ooh, okay then. Yeah, I heard about that. I go between my phone and my computer. I had a straight up
Yeah.
studio, but my computer crashed because I
Mm-hmm.
was watching I was listening to a cameo of the Undertaker. That shit was so funny, it made me spit complete coffee on my computer and just killed me. And
That sounds terrible, but it also
yeah,
sounds like a
yeah,
really fun story
yeah,
to tell.
yeah. Can you watch wrestling, right?
I don't watch wrestling. That is
Yeah.
actually out of my nerd culture.
Yeah, okay, then no doubt. Don't feel bad. I'm part of nerd culture too, bro. Sif.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Sif. But anyway, but like I said, hello everybody. This is a special smoke episode. What it is sponsored by GW shopgwdistrict.com, where you can go over and purchase multiple products from over 500 black retailers. So go to shopgwdistrict.com, buy black, support black businesses so we can build the black economy, so we can create generational wealth. Also sponsored by the Facebook of the LS community. I'm talking about lsworld.com. Go there today, get yourself a profile so that you can mingle with kink-minded people like yourself and even find events that you might could attend to start your journey into LS World. And today, this is a little different because y'all used to me talking about porn all the goddamn time. Well, we switching it up because we're talking about gaming today. And I'm here with the fabulous Trent Knox. And tell everybody how you relate to the game and what's your role into this.
Yeah, let me do a quick introduction. So my name is Trent Knox. I'm a sort of a serial entrepreneur at this point. My website is trentknox.com, and I went to school at the University of Hawaii and studied filmmaking there, and got into podcasting and live streaming on Twitch and gaming and all of that different stuff, which got me into the gaming industry by going to conferences like South by Southwest Gaming, PAX, which is Penny Arcade Exchange, going to other Comic Cons and things like that, which I met a bunch of executives for some of the biggest professional gaming, otherwise known as esports executives, and they pretty much just put me on game, and I learned about how to invest in the teams, how to operate the teams, what sort of opportunities were at different levels. And then so I got involved as an investor, as a player sometimes, wager matches and whatnot. But it's how I got into the gaming industry. And then the website for Esports Business Network, which is the company we're going to be talking about, and we're also going to talk about a lot of different stuff because I'm really interested in your podcast and what you've been doing. That's ebn.gg. So looking forward to podcasting with you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And so people understand when he's talking about gaming, the competitions, the stuff that you be seeing on TV, ESPN, the team competitions. Explain how that got started. Period. Because I know back when I wish they had that shit back when I was a kid and we were playing Super Nintendo and all that shit, man. It was like and it's serious. It's dead
Hmm.
serious. Like, what I'm saying? Explain it to the people.
Yeah, so there's a good book on this. It's called The Book of Esports by William Collis.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it kind of outlines the behind the scenes, how all of this really got started. Uh, his his historical detailing of it goes back to the old days of arcades and pinballs, and putting quarters on top of the pinball machine, and then whoever got the best score kept the quarters, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody competed and got the highest score. On a like professional level sort of aspect, the Rolling Stones put on the cover of one of their magazines. I can't remember the issue number, but at Stanford University, there was a competition, and I believe it was Galactica, but
Mm-hmm.
my memory is kind of not serving me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a bunch of college kids who came together and put their consoles in one room and competed for. Oh, that's what it was. They competed for a year of Rolling Stone magazine. Um,
Ooh, okay.
and and so the prize was Rolling Stone magazine. Now let's fast forward to 2017 time frame, which everybody probably knows this, but Ninja blows up by playing on live stream with Drake, and esports
Mm-hmm.
is just now exponentially growing rapidly, at least in the
Mm-hmm.
North American market. So
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of history to that is that he was playing a game called Fortnite, and sort of competing in tournaments. And some people, some people that are like realists about esports wouldn't consider necessarily what he was doing esports,
Mm-hmm.
because he wasn't really representing anyone other than himself, and it wasn't really a team
Mm-hmm.
oriented
Mm-hmm.
aspect. But there are more team oriented things, so we're going to pivot away from like the content creators like
Yeah.
Ninja to what
Yeah.
real esports is, with teams more similar or aligned to like the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, they own a team called Complexity Gaming. Complexity
Mm-hmm.
Gaming competes in a game called CSGO. And CSGO is relatively a really old game. Counter Strike Global Offensive has been around since I think 2007, maybe
Mm-hmm.
before that, or at least the source is that old. And they compete for millions of dollar prize pools across the globe. Really, esports is
Mm-hmm.
an
Yeah, I see
international
that.
competition. Right? Yeah. And so all of that to say that like bigger organizations like Ford, Coca-Cola, Frito-Lay, all the big name investors in traditional sports have started to adopt the esports through um, different franchising, such as like the Dallas Fuel, who play in a game called Overwatch, and then the Dallas Empire. I'm using these terminologies to kind of relate to the
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Cowboys because they're the biggest professional NFL team,
Mm-hmm.
easily relatable. Um, to in the Call of Duty League, and
Mm-hmm.
and so while those are all great, and this is why I think there are a lot, I would like to have this conversation sort of align it with um, the adult industry, cannabis business, and blockchain, is
Mm-hmm.
that the independent organizers and independent players that play for the games that are more open source, like CS:GO and Dota 2, and they aren't franchised and governed by huge regulators,
Mm-hmm.
actually win more money and perform
Mm-hmm.
and actually benefit more from the industry.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. So when the teams are picked, how do they recruit the teams? How do they find the guys because and what the criteria they use. Because I know there's many great gamers out there that can really play. And so how do they go through the process of finding and putting together the teams?
Yeah, thank you for the question. What's interesting about this is that there's no developed path to pro. And so I mentioned the last statement to kind of show the darker sides of esports, because there is a franchised, regulated, corporatized version of esports, which we call the the Riot League of Legends and the Call of Duty League Blizzard. And then there is the more open source franchise, less franchised, less regulated organizations by Valve that and Rocket League and things, other games like that. And they don't necessarily just hire for talent, right? They hire for gameplay. So this is a big controversy within the industry, is like, would you want a pretty face or someone who actually can play the game? And so for those people who are searching and scouting for players that actually play the game, those players have to have big personalities as well. They have to be online. They have to be creating content. They have to be showcasing their talent so that scouts and organizations can discover them. Now, there are certain circumstances where, your buddy, someone you play with, at the local gaming cafe, which are called LAN centers, local area network centers, that you meet and you build up a team that's good, and then you go through the amateur leagues and whatnot, and then you get to the professional leg, and then you end up actually spinning that off and buying a $25 million franchise from the Overwatch League or Call of Duty League, and then you're playing in the big boy games as far as corporate America goes, and corporate, I guess internationally, corporations. That's sort of the ticket buy-in, 25 million. Now, but it's a process. It's actually not too much different than the way that OnlyFans operates, or Chatterbait, or any of these other organizations that are out there. You have to find your agency. You have to find some people that are representing you and displaying you to those large organizations.
Yeah, because the one thing I was saying when I look at it, I do pay attention, even on Twitch. I notice how many people on Twitch live stream playing their games.
It's so funny you mentioned that right now, because one of the top female content creators just went live.
See, yeah, and these girls be cosplaying. They be looking sexy, but what's funny is the guys are not paying attention as much, but more to when the game's being played. You feel what I'm saying? And I also figured that, of course, when it comes to the actual gaming, the actual putting the team together, that they do pay attention to, I guess, whatever they're doing on Twitch, not only with their gameplay, but also their cachet per se, is like how many views they get, how many people are paying attention to them. Am I correct?
Well, yes, and I'm sure bandwagon sports fans. You probably know people who, they only go to the Super Bowl. They only go to the national championship, and so they don't see the grind that it takes. There's a real grind. There's a lot of zero viewers moments for teams that actually really perform well at the main stage. And so, yes, it is true that there's a subsect of, really passionate individuals who watch for the gameplay, but it's an entertainment business, right? And so the players that go up there need personality. They can't, be some sorry sap that just sits on the stage and doesn't, do their thing. Like, that's the thing. And it is true to a certain extent.
It's because it kind of, like, put it this way, even like just to bring it to the point.
Yeah, feel free.
Even with the team, you like the reaction that they have. They might be playing, but you loving their reaction. You hear them talking shit. You hear them. It makes the atmosphere more entertaining. That's why I was like, it didn't shock me that even when I remember back in the days when I used to lose a game and turn the table over and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People like to hear
Mm-hmm.
shit like that because it's human reaction. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the whole entertainment thing comes together when the competition and all nine. I'm pretty sure it gets very much high ratings, especially on ESPN, and many of the time when it come on television, all gate. As
Yeah,
well
the
as
trouble with those, though, the trouble with that, and that's the sort of controversial aspect, is that that sword is sold as more of a television show than it is
yeah,
an actual competition, similar to like what we
yeah.
saw in the Olympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing there is, and, and of course, you have to win, right, for people to invest in
Yeah.
you, because you got to get their logos up on that main stage because they want to see.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about concurrent hours viewed. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
long are those teams on center stage, and you want your team
Mm-hmm.
to always be on center stage. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's not necessarily bad to be in a losers bracket if that losers bracket ends up you're going to be on, more time on screen.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, most definitely. So you speak to like you were saying how lucrative that bracket is, that game is, period. Because you never hear anyone talking about the money that it makes in
Mm-hmm.
that field if you do it right. You feel what I'm coming from? Speak to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the largest tournament in the world, the international. I'm gonna do a little googling right now because
Yeah.
I I don't want to get this number wrong. For the prize pool, because it goes up, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, so as more people pay um for the game, and they buy in-game currency and in-game
Mhm,
skins and stuff like that, the prize pool goes up for this game. So the
mhm,
international, which is Dota 2 Defense of the Ancients, a game developed by Valve, right now,
mhm.
the competition is October 7th to 17th. It is at the Arena Națională Bucharest, in Budapest,
Mhm.
I believe. 40,018,195 prize pool. So
Mm,
effectively, last 2 years, the total prize pool was about $35 million. And so
mm,
a team that potentially could win this, of course, after paying everyone on the team, could potentially buy into a franchise in one of those franchise leagues, which means, technically speaking, that they would be on a larger platform associated with, some of
mhm,
those brand names like Ford, Coca-Cola,
mhm,
and whatnot that are getting invested into the industry. So that's
mhm.
sort of the business side, is what I specialize in helping kind of business strategize for teams to make those sorts of decisions.
Okay then. So when you say business strategize, please explain to people what you mean by that totally.
So you don't want to compete in every tournament, right?
Yeah.
Some tournaments won't give you an advantage towards, being able to play on those bigger main stages. And also,
Mhm,
they don't end up being validating factors, also known as social proofing, for sponsors, investors, and viewers to get more invested in the story and also the branding of the teams. And I heard you talk about branding on the last episode that was
Yeah.
with Shoot Her, and
Yeah.
and so that's sort of, some teams come into this space with just a name, no
Mhm,
licensing,
mhm,
no no branding, no star players,
mhm,
and they just aren't packaged well. And so you have to,
mhm,
what I end up having to do is sort of give them an identity and help them
mhm.
package so that they can get to that next stage.
I see what you're saying. So basically, you play like that of the, let's say, press agent, manager per se. That basically
So yeah,
you
I
give.
started off as press. I did.
Okay, then, yeah. So basically, you give them the direction per se on the business
Yes.
end, as well as marketing.
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, what's some of the things that you do to help market your team or market those teams to help them become more popular, more profitable, and the whole nine?
Well, a lot of it has to do with mindset. So if they have a CEO, an in-game leader, that is wanting to improve their brand and grow their brand, it starts with basically showing them what I've done thus far as an independent contractor, as an investor, as somebody who is an entrepreneur, and giving them game based off of what I've accomplished, by being a player, also in wager matches and different things like that. And then they can take those tools that I've developed and implement them into their strategy, and that comes through in a lot of different verticals. It could come in through the esports business network. It could come in through all the collaborations I have virtually, and it could also come in through the in-person speaking events, which I'm out to speak at Fan Expo Dallas 2021 in 2 weeks now, on September 19th at 1:30 at the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Center. And we'll be talking to 3 of the top esports companies in the Dallas market, including one I mentioned earlier, the Dallas Fuel, who in Dallas Empire.
Yeah, because it's funny how I tell people, no matter what the game is, it's still the same kind of business practice.
Exactly.
No matter how you skinny it. Because it's not just it's like I tell people, it's even in porn, it's not about how good you fuck on camera. It's how good you make it look, and how much and how well you put it out there and market it to, so the fans can eat it and take it. You feel what I'm saying? It's interesting because you never hear that side of gaming, of how they market the teams, how to get the teams known, how they pick the teams. One thing I want you
let me see real quick. So the adult industry is what? How do you know off the top of your head what the market cap is? How much money is spent in the adult industry?
It's in the billions, damn near trillions. Because a lot of people,
800 billion, right?
Yeah,
no, 800 actually 803 million for just adult and pornographic films. So it's got to be bigger than that, though. Like you're mentioning, it's got to be in a few billion. I'm not sure if that's accurate numbers, but it looks like some sites say 67 billion. It's a lot of money. Well, the gaming and esports industry is only 1 billion, so that's probably why you don't hear about that much.
Yeah, but see, but then you were talking about cannabis. Now, how does your business relate to cannabis?
Okay, yeah. So South by Southwest is a convention that a lot of different industries come to in Austin, Texas. I'm based out of Austin, Texas. And we talk about different ways to integrate and collaborate and find different opportunities, as it were, across the board, right? And so in this industry, cannabis, CBD, Delta 8, and these things are emerging to become sponsors in the gaming and esports industry. The trouble is the regulations with COPA and things for the youth. Esports is in an evolution of a sense where it's beginning to divulge, or kind of diverge, I should say, and divulge, because now we're talking about these subjects. But so divergent in the sense of like, okay, now this aspect of esports is just for adults, and this aspect is just for children. And so these regulators are coming in, and we're eventually going to get to the point at which we can subtract out those under 18 individuals from participating in professional esports. Now, there's some people who, would want to incorporate and keep those things in there for marketing money and stuff like that. But to be honest, there needs to be a separation so that we can start to move forward and start selling more alcohol, adult industry, and and
Yeah.
and cannabis to the viewers and people who have who are decision makers and people who have money to spend, whereas the children, they have to go through their parents or whatever it takes, and all this rigmarole in order to get the dollar. So the dollar is very difficult on the esports side to acquire.
Yeah, because of course, because even though video games are played by all ages, it's a lot of it's targeted to kids. So yeah, I think it would be hot if there was an adult side of it, because even since now that cannabis is becoming legal, which in turn we might be seeing, like, you remember the cigarette commercial with the Marlboro Man and all that. I ain't trying to say, you might see that with cannabis eventually. You feel me? To where you might see them sponsor sports and shit like that, especially if it becomes, legalized across the board. So it makes sense to move in that direction anyway. And then you talking about beer sponsors and liquor sponsors. Shoot, go ahead and talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm just rambling.
No, I really enjoy you talking about this subject matter of the adult industry, because you're bringing a voice to sex workers that just hasn't been there. And sex work is crazy. It's so aligned with what the gaming industry is doing right now.
Yeah, actually,
look, the top content creators in Twitch are female with OnlyFans accounts. That's just a fact. That's the way it is. They tried to kill those women. They tried to take bread off their table. Why? Only because of a North American market and COPA. And these regulators, these laws are only established by old folks who don't get it. They don't get it. That's the problem that we're facing in gaming. Old folks that don't get it, and they just don't get it.
Because the other part of it is that you do have adult porn games. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are out. And to me, like I said before, if there was a separation, a clear separation, you could have those things sold on consoles eventually. You could, you get where I'm coming from, because
those games are out there, and one of the top games that's streamed on Twitch is called Super Seducer, and it's a game that kind of, it's kind of like it goes across the line. It's like they're in a strip club, but they don't have their clothes off. GTA has strippers in it, but they don't have their clothes off. Look, we're playing around. We need to figure out a way to differentiate between what is how. There's a lot of issues here technologically. We're still advancing and things like that, but it'll get there. And this is why I brought up blockchain earlier, cryptocurrency and whatnot.
Yeah, the
games in that realm, in that world, are technologically, they take a whole lot more brain power than someone who's under 18 probably has. Now there are savants. There are those that are under 18 that are probably able to unlock and figure out how to break the puzzle in order to accomplish those things. But right now, that's just not the case. So, it's decentralizing the market for all sorts of adult industry workers and sex workers and people in the world. And let's not forget, a lot of the times when people are having conversations, there's this pride, this weird, issue that folks have in just the North American market. Now, I get it. Everybody wants to live in Los Angeles. Everybody wants to live in the, 78-degree weather of Honolulu or Oahu or Maui or wherever it is on an island, sipping back mimosas all day, just enjoying life, flying private jets, the whole American dream. The conversation that's being had on an international level is to figure out how to deregulate these things, but still hold those protections for children. And that's just the reality that it is. And if people really talk about what it is and stop, using, they start, this is what happens. Big corporations want to keep the regulation so that they retain the ownership over the market. That's what's happening.
Now, I'm telling you what I'm waiting for.
That's where we're at.
A gamer porn convention. They haven't done it yet. And you have so many porn stars that are gamers that actually have
a tweet. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%.
And that's a porn has not. They they looking at it, but they ain't jumped on it because even to the point, like think about a lot of some of the scenes that sell. Some of your top selling scenes is when while playing the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She giving head while giving Fortnite and shit. You feel me? So
Look,
it's
these tough conversations have to be had, and I mean they have to be had. They definitely have to be had in a certain language, and I have it in both the languages. I can talk about fuck and pussy and all this shit as well, but they have to be had in both arenas, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about those issues, if, for instance, those do exist, but also, like I said, the old folks, the gatekeepers in all markets still are not embedding gaming into their brick and mortars, into their online distribution. Chatterbait's one of them that really doesn't highlight the gaming aspects that it has, or My Free Cams, or whatever you want to mention, live streaming, the live jazz, whatever they are. You know, they're not embedded. In the other direction is Twitch hasn't figured out how to remove itself from the youth market. They're just still marketing that way, even though there's tons of adult content creators on Twitch platform, and you'll see adult content on Twitch. Obviously, it's just not really like it's just not advertised in that way.
It's kind of hard to shake that market. Twitch done made so much money off that market. It's either they make a Twitch adult, which is completely, but then even with the Twitch adult, you know this because I know us, and when we was teenagers, we would have got on there somehow, some way to see the adult.
Yeah, it's one button you click, right? Yeah. One button says, I'm 18, sure.
I'm 18.
Click the button.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Period. We just couldn't buy nothing, but we can see the previews. You know, period. No different than, Cinemax After Dark.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I've seen some YouTube content creators out there that are in the adult industry and sex workers out in Australia. I haven't seen this in the North American market yet. Maybe it exists in Las Vegas, or maybe it exists in Los Angeles. But those in the Australian market, there are gentlemen's clubs that you can go to that have full entertainment suites that you can get, a champagne room that has the Xbox, has a gaming PC, has whatever you want. You can spend an hour in there, whatever, pay the game time, pay for the accompaniment of a beautiful woman or a beautiful man, whatever you're into, and then go in there and just enjoy yourself. And everybody knows what time of day it is, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't personally see what the issue is. Maybe it's like the venture capitals, angels, and angel investors are just, this is I get it.
See, because the United States, the biggest market, they actually drive the market. So when you drive the market, you drive the standard. So if it was, let's say, if Amsterdam was the biggest market, they wide open over there, then you will see more of that. Because sometimes anything is modeled based off of who is the top money maker or the top market or the top group of people that spend the most money. And who spend more money than Americans when it comes to gaming?
Yeah.
And we talk about across the board.
Personally, if and look, it's not that I'm going to do it, but I'd like to have the right to do it. To be go to an establishment that I can, meet a beautiful woman, spend time with her, pay for her time. Then I'm able to play video games at the same time. And I'm also able to do mushrooms, smoke cannabis, do whatever I want. I'm someone from the earth. So, I mean, I'm not doing any of that heroin shit or cocaine like they're doing up in Oakland and shit.
If I can't smoke it right then and there, we good. We good.
Right. And I know there are going to be those that want to go to those establishments.
It's a plant you smoke.
Sorry. Yeah. Absolutely. There are going to be those people who want to go to those establishments and do LSD, 2CB, whatever the hell the drug is, and take that next trip, whatever it is. But look, the way the establishments are operated right now with just pure alcohol, we got a problem. Especially if you look at the crime that happens based off of alcohol at these establishments. it inspires people to do things that they normally wouldn't do if they were on some other illicit thing, or something that changes the mind state, right? And I don't know, I'm for decriminalization of prostitution. I'm for
yes.
So many different things, right? And so that's just, I mean, look, that's just the way that the generation that I come from. There's an older generation that they'd rather see human trafficking. They'd rather see those things persist because they have ownership over the women or ownership of the young boys or whatever the case it may be. And that's sort of just, I would rather make it personally an individual standpoint, but then I see a lot of people pushing for this socialism amongst people, so that and then you have dictatorships and things like that, and you get pimps, and you get the archetype of a pimp, not the actual version, which is corporations that own a large market of employees and then structure it, and then we can't say that because then you pulled the curtain off of the wizard, right? Now that whole thing is gone. So it's like I don't know. I might get.
But see, the thing of it is that
from having said that.
No, shit, they can kiss your ass, man. And they can kiss my ass too. We unapologetic on this damn show. But no, to me, this how I look at it is that as the internet grows, okay, where we can talk about gaming, whatever, the power is coming into the content creator. That was proven when OnlyFans had to do about face because the customers left with the hoes, because that's what they were thinking in their mind. They thought they thought the money wasn't gonna leave with the people that brought the money. Period. There's no different than if esports, or let's just say any of the game companies put out a game and no one buys that shit. You know what it is.
Well, so, I think here's what I think from a top-down perspective. If I was in the shoes of that, I think he's like Eastern European, the guy who invented it.
Invented what?
He's looking at it from the content creators that like Bella Thorne and Karina Koff and
no,
and Daniel Bergoli that came to the platform and brought all these simps, like people who will spend money like they spend money on Mickey Mouse.
But see, here's the kicker though. Now it's not even Bella Thorne in them.
Sorry.
All right. He's from England. OnlyFans, I can see the same. OnlyFans, ManyVids in Canada. And a lot of these companies, very few platforms is in the United States. Let's make that clear.
Right.
2, the biggest import and market when it comes to porn, when it comes to Europe, people look it up. It is facts. It's live cam, webcam. Why do I say this? They have webcam houses across the board. When we see these girls in England and they got the nice little house and the room, they're not at home.
I love what you're talking about right now. It gives me chills. I love this because it aligns so much.
Yeah, they in studios. They actually clock the fuck in with a time clock, people.
I love it. Gives me chills.
Go back and listen. I already had Sweetheart Mia. And then, of course, Roxanne Miller, she's on Patreon. She runs a cam house. The girls here, they work from home. The girls over Europe work in the studio. Let me tell you what's funny.
Let me ask you a question.
Let
me
finish.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to let you ask a question. Guess who makes the most money when it comes to camming? The girls in Europe. Because the shit is more organized. You feel what I'm saying? Now, go ahead and ask your question.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Well, let me bring this back and kind of touch base and then come back to the question. So that's exactly how it operates in the esports world. The exact same. It's just that the guys aren't showing their dick and the girls aren't showing their, their tits and pussy on camera. So bringing it back is like, so that operation standpoint with the, I'm going to use a terminology that, maybe isn't accurate, or you can change my language, but the madams of those houses, how do they run the business operations when it comes to those cam girls, cam guys in those houses?
All right. For what I understand from the two conversations I have is that you run it like a business.
Mm-hmm.
Girls clock in. They have to deal with morale. They train the girls to it like put it, it's an actual like a 9 to 5. They have to go through orientation. They get trained. They stay. They actually are able to make content as well as be on camera, what have you. It's straight up professional. It's not this way. From talking to them, they said they like it better because it gives them structure. Because when you at home, it's a lot of things that can distract you: the baby, your husband, bills. You get what I'm saying? But when they go there, they're focused on the actual filming, I mean the actual webcamming, and
someone's holding them accountable.
Bingo. It's like, yo, you need to, maybe if your butt smile a little bit more and pretend like you enjoying it, little lady, they might give you more money because it all pays back to the whole house. Because of course she gets the back end, and then of course, boom, pay you. You feel me?
Is there a house fee? So do girls pay a house fee, or are they recruited?
They're actually they recruited. No, they actually put out a newspaper ad, motherfucker, for real. Ad, dude.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah,
So, and the girls come, they get interviewed. It's like a job.
Yeah, so it's a job. It's a real job.
That's where they make most of their money. If you look at OnlyFans money was made from the live stream, not from content being sold. That's why they was willing to step away from the sex workers, because they was like, no, it's the live stream that's gonna get them. You feel me? And because they were attracting celebrities, they were looking to get publicly traded, because they saw with Patreon kicked sex workers off to a certain extent. And content, you can post pictures, but you can't put no videos because they do it through a third party content creator.
So what I'm picking up from what you're putting down is essentially there was an issue with competition when OnlyFans moved into live streaming. They started taking market share away from Chaturbate.
They started taking, dude. You know how many motherfuckers is happy then some bitches said what they said. Chaturbate danced, and the owner of Chaturbate went to Bahamas and celebrated when them motherfuckers said that we're gonna get the sex workers off. Because not only did OnlyFans fuck up the Chatterbaits and all that, it fucked up mainstream porn all the way up to Vivid and Brazer. Because why do I need to go see Missy Stone when I can go see Miss B Nasty? Break it open. $3 or for free membership.
Dude, I always thought this was a weird thing that was happening. Yeah, I get exactly what you're putting down, because it empowered the community of the content creators rather than the marketing aspect of what Chaturbate wanted to put on the front page.
Bingo. Now you got it. Because at the end of the day, it saturated the industry. And when you saturate the industry, the big boys is going to feel it money-wise. It's like, for example, WWE may not be feeling it financially right now, but they feeling it because there's another pro wrestling company on the market called AEW.
From AEW, yep.
Think about it. Atari was good until there was a Nintendo. So whenever the market gets spread out with more shit, the money gets spread out, and the people at the top start to lose money. People, I keep saying this, Brazer would have never shot a BBW in the past 10 years to this year. You want to know why? Throw shit against the wall so it can see what it can stick, because we try to get traffic because we're not making money. Not like we used to. Because it's a difference between making 30 million, now I'm making 20 million. Trust me, they feel that 10 million. You know, period. Because I tell people, the greater the money, the greater the stress. You know, period.
More money, more problems.
Yeah. So it's kind of like when it like, put it this way, the best thing that happened to the game industry was the game competitions, because now it gave this to put a spotlight on the game industry to a certain extent. I ain't talking about money now. Spotlight.
They're definitely the developers will argue in the other direction. They do not like it. It takes money out of their pocket because the gamers end up paying attention to the marketing rather than to the actual game. So they're not spending money in the actual game. The gamers, not the players, the gamers. And so, like myself, people really push it back against me, at least from the development standpoint, because it's just attention. And if they figure it out, they're gonna get it, but they haven't figured it out yet. The developers.
Yeah, because see, the thing of it is, go back to the content creator. It's the same thing with the music industry. They had to pivot. That's why they did 360 deals. Because when streaming favored the content creator, where the fuck we gonna get our money from? Oh, there's 360 deal these motherfuckers. Where I could put him on a TV show and I get some of that. You feel what I'm saying? I know I'm just rambling like crazy, but the point I'm trying to get
you're not. You are dropping gems. Like don't discount what you're saying. If people are listening to this, and if you're in the industry, listen to what he's saying. Bobby's saying, listen to this, because you can pick peep game and put a lot more money in your pocket if you're listening to what he has to say. This isn't bullshit. You're not bullshitting.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. You just said what I just said, but you said it in the gamer sense. The developers don't like it. Vivid, Playboy don't like the fact OnlyFans got hot. Because guess what? I don't want to see your mainstream girls. I want to see the average girl busted open. And when that happened, that's the reason why, once again, I say this again, the porn star, that's why I said one of my things, this is the last era of the porn star. Because when the industry stopped dictating how porn was being made and the amateurs dictated it, it changed the game forever. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, bro. Because I tell people this, it's not because I'm not saying no one should ever do porn. I'm not saying that. It's making it easy to get into, thus less professionalism, and it opens the door for bullshit to get in. Period. And when you lessen the quality of something, you also cheapen it, because let me explain why I say that with the discounts. When girls do more discounts with their OnlyFans, you're cheapening the porn industry on a whole, because now you're making dudes that was paying $24.99 for a site now pay $3. So why the fuck should I go pay $24.99 now? How I know this?
Oh man.
How do I know this? I'm about to bring to the escort. There was no such thing as time. You paid one price. Then eventually someone said, no, let's do it by time. Then we started doing 15 minutes, 30 minutes, then an hour. They was paying well. Then someone said, let's do $40. And guess what? Now when you was getting a quick visit that was probably $100, now girls was complaining because they had to get a quick visit for $40. You get what I'm saying? When you got saturated,
this is a market I'm going to learn about.
Yeah,
I don't know much about it.
Yeah, when it got saturated around the time when the Bush cuts happened, y'all remember that people that kept up with politics then. The recession, just like the pandemic.
I thank you for telling me, because my brain went towards shaved pussy. Like
yeah. You think about Bush? Yeah, see, you got a dirty mind like me. But like I said, he said shaved pussy. Okay, but the same thing happened, but it happened with Backpage and Craigslist at the time. Girls went to that. That when the pandemic hit, where girls went to OnlyFans. The point being is, when it got saturated, girls want to undercut each other. So I charge cheaper, thus making the price of pussy go cheaper. Bring it to porn. These girls doing these discounts is making the price of pussy go cheaper. That's why I say you don't do discounts all the time. You know, period. That's why the major companies, that's why the gaming companies did not like the game competitions. Why the porn company did not like OnlyFans and the content and the clip stores and all that, but so much because it cut into their profit margin, less traffic.
Yeah. Well, the gaming industry needs the adult industry. It's a fact because, and this goes back to a movie called Tropic Thunder. They said it perfectly in that movie that the reason why Blu-ray exists is because of the porn and the gaming industry. The reason why we have higher resolution video, which is my main business is video production, is because of porn. And of course the graphics, the technical processing from gaming. So yeah, I mean it's they are sister industries. Now, of course, gaming is like, well, you know, we still want to sell the kids, you know, we want to make, you know, we want to sell the Hasbro, you know, and Mickey Mouse. And that's why I do this voice is because that's just, I don't know if brick and mortar Disneyland, Disney World.
Hold on. I'm gonna hold you 1 second. One thing you missed.
Yeah.
Your top selling games are adult games, people. They are not meant for kids. Fortnite is not meant for no fucking kids. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Vice City was never meant for kids. Grand Theft Auto was never meant for fucking kids. Gran Turismo was not meant for fucking kids. Let's keep it 100. But it was meant for adults. Kids liked it. Go ahead. I just wanted to just add that piece.
Well, here's something. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm taking the story in another direction too. With the Snapchat era of private Snapchats, what happened to that? Where'd that go?
OnlyFans. No, because you gotta understand. Think about this for a second. The Snapchat, what girls paying premium Snapchat? Once again, you're putting the same shit on your OnlyFans. Why do I need to go to Snapchat? And OnlyFans. See, the thing is, OnlyFans became a cultural phenomenon. Something
because
that
it was an empowerment of both the content creator and the consumer.
Yeah. And see, too, also, let me give you a little bit more tidbit that people ain't thought about.
Yeah.
All right. I know you remember her, Jimmy Smack. Now I want you to think this over. Smoke this over. Jimmy Smack, do you think Jimmy Smack, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, as thug as Atlanta, Georgia is, want people to know that he made $1 million off of motherfucking OnlyFans? OnlyFans released that news, not him. Why do they do that? To attract celebrities? Because one, he's a regular dude who just made $1 million. This made celebrities say, well, damn it, that dude only fucked for 6 minutes over one video, technically made $1 million. Why can't I? It also made it seem that you don't have to be a porn star to do this business. You can be the average person. You know where I'm coming from? It devalues.
Well, I mean, there's also soft walker.
Yeah, but see, like, it devalued.
Are kind of in the same arena.
It devalued porn stars and devalued the porn industry as a whole. No one wants to talk about that. See, so it's like, that's why I tell people at the end of the day, if gaming as well as porn, because porn has always been the guinea pig. Think about when the internet
67 to $1 billion. So yeah, of course.
Because even to the point, porn was the first one to do Visa and MasterCard online. Look it up. It's facts. They made a movie about it, people. Who had Luke Owens in that bitch, who plays Stripey from Stargirl. Yeah, look it up.
What's the movie called?
Hold on, I got to find it. Jesus Christ, I got to look it up. It was on net. I think it was on Netflix. I'm trying to think the name of that shit. I had to look it up and send it to you. But yeah, that movie was deep as fuck because he ran to these two porn developers who was trying to figure out a way to sell their shit online because they felt the internet was popping. And they set up a credit card system and it started to hit. People started to get memberships to where they can watch it online, period. And they brought him in, Luke Wilson, I think, to clean it up, to leak, and understand this. They were the prerequisites for CC Bill. What CC Bill do for porn? What PayPal do? They were the prerequisite for e-commerce. So porn was the first e-commerce. So because back then it was Napster. Napster was free. Let's make that clear. Napster was free. You ain't pay for Napster. You ain't pay for music to download that shit with torrents and all that. Porn, you had to. That was the first. They actually the first industry that paid their content creator. Period. So that's why, it's a marriage with all the industry, music, gaming, porn. They're all connected. It's like people tripping over Sukihana doing a damn near Triple X music video. Did you not see that this motherfucker was gagging on a dick on OnlyFans? That's part of the brand. She was on brand for that shit. So, hey, look, I'm about to switch it up real quick. What was the first video game you fell in love with?
So the first video game I ever played was Frogger on the PS1, I believe. And then the first video game I ever loved, and I played way too many hours of it, was Madden, I want to say. And then played way too many hours of Madden. Then I really got into Call of Duty, and then I spent summers playing World of Warcraft and school days when I would just tell them, say, "Hey, Mom, I'm sick. I'm staying home. I gotta level up my character." When it got to competing and playing for money, it got to Call of Duty for S&D, StarCraft. You never played Call of Duty?
No, I played no video games now. The last I played, honestly, was regular, I'm just not a gamer like that. I used to be into the Madden. No, my shit was NBA Live. That was my
NBA Live.
Yeah. 2K. 2K, yeah, NBA 2K, and any wrestling game. Any wrestling game or my favorite fight game.
Okay, So are you into the Asian pornographers, porn stars? Are you into the anime aspect of pornography?
I have watched the Japanese animation pornography, right. but I don't keep up with it like that. But no, I used to watch it, especially in college. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But now you're talking about anime itself. Oh, dude, please. What? Gundam Wing is my shit. What? What? I saw Dragon Balls before it came to America in Japanese, motherfucker. Goku-san. Shit. My favorite one, if you want to talk about porn, I can't think the name of the I got to find it, but the demon it was called a Trojan. And one of my favorite parts was it was this demon, it was fighting this cat girl. And he had grabbed her, held her arms, and he had multiple dicks. And he had two dicks wrapped around her legs and was pumping 50 dicks, like 5 dicks into her pussy. While he was flying, he was like, "Oh, you got?" That was he said, "That's all you got, son of a bitch." I was like, "What the fuck is this?" They had 2 parts of it. Period, because but like I watched Naruto, Like I said, when I say geek,
Yeah.
I'm Star Wars all day. Please, Marvel, what? DC, yes, yes, all day. What?
Yeah.
Loving loving the what if. Oh God, loving it. I'm mad I ain't seen Shang-Chi yet. I'm freaking mad as shit about that. Or Black Widow. I'm pissed. I wait for that shit to
Mm.
plus. So, but yeah, it's kind of like because to me,
It's
like I had
interesting how you can remember the first video game, first anime you ever watched. But for me, I cannot remember the first adult film I ever saw. I can't
I can tell you that.
remember
I
any
can
of that
tell you that.
information. I've
Okay.
seen a lot now, and I can't remember.
My first adult film was Young Lady Chatterley, Part 1 on Cinemax. It was it was Playboy. It didn't show no penetration, but you pretty much got
Mhm. Right.
yeah.
Right.
That's
I
why
do
the
remember those things. I do remember like the growing up, and there was actually a what's it called? A lewd show called Strip Poker on USA. I remember being
yeah.
a little kid watching that show.
No, my shit used to be Benny Hill. God dang it, that was a dirty old man. I used to, oh my god, that was it, and that was funny because Benny Hill came on, and right after that was Cinemax After Dark.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I used to get it. I used to watch Benny Hill on PBS, they turn right to Cinemax After Dark. That's be on Saturday. And right before that, before Benny Hill was Doctor Who, which I'm a huge Doctor Who fan too. I kept up with
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Thing.
So can we go into the future component of this?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I want to ask you some questions about what you're seeing. So, are you at the stage where you're going to conventions in the adult industry?
I have been to conventions. I've been to two. I've
Okay.
been the Zoc in Miami and the Zoc in New Jersey. And
And when you go to those conventions, what sort of technology do they have? Are they introducing new technology that they're bringing to the stage?
vibrators, pretty much.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, this is where the future heading. Is honestly, because becoming more solo content push. Because I
Okay.
don't think people really paid attention to that. Because if you notice, a lot of these sites are becoming more solo content friendly. You're gonna see more toys made for guys. You're gonna see more toys, of course, for girls or what have you. You will see VR become a very important part. As far as porn stars, people that do boy girl content, it would be in their best interest to get a standalone site because these platforms are going to make it a little difficult after a while for you to continue to be on there with boy girl content because it's kind of like the net is pushing away from it, and the reason is because of child pornography, and because of child pornography, because they're so worried about child pornography for the most part, and more money is made from live camming, web camming, and plus solo content. If you want to be honest, they're pushing towards that, which is going to be fading out more boy girl content creators that do boy girl. So that is where the business is heading, in my opinion. It's going to be more with the content creator because a lot of these platforms is going to grow money wise because now there's a vacuum left with OnlyFans. Nobody's ever going to get to that cultural icon status like OnlyFans had. And trust me, OnlyFans, how can I put this? They hurt themselves because once you spun the sex workers, they're going to look at you side eye for a minute and for a long time because they remember people said they suspended, they didn't cancel. Words matter. If canceled, they might would have won them back over. They said suspended. So all that's telling girls is, oh, you might do it at a later date.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And do you think that was like a mistake or that was intentional?
No, it was a mistake.
So
which
there wasn't
and let me
like
tell you
they
why.
weren't sitting in a boardroom saying like we should probably
No.
sample size, see if this is the right word to use, or you just think they
No.
just pushed it out?
No, let me explain how this works, how it works, so people can get this. And like, he can't be right. But if the story ever came out, y'all gonna be like, he's right. All right. It's cool. They didn't when OnlyFans was made, it was not meant to be for sex workers. It supposed to be in competition for Patreon. Because that's how it functioned. Their biggest, how can I put this? Their biggest advantage was we will allow you to upload your videos directly. Something that did not do which Patreon stopped. That's how they kicked off the sex workers. They made it to where you can't upload directly. You have to either go through YouTube or now Vimeo. All right. And I don't think you can put anything adult on Vimeo. I tried it once, but it has to be premium, I think. I had to check again. But sex workers jumped on it because they had a manual payout. All you had to do was make $20, you get paid out. No site has that. That's what attracted the sex workers.
Not Fancy or FanCentro.
All these came, understand this, when OnlyFans popped up, there was Clips for Sale, Rude, Southern Charms, I think Model Central just started, and ManyVids just started. You feel me? None of them, all of them is either 2 weeks, days. No site was doing manual payout.
Direct debit.
OnlyFans. All you had to do is press a button, you get in 24 hours. So that means if a girl made $500 in one day, she can cash out like that.
Boom.
So basically, OnlyFans took the place of Backpage because girls use it like an escort would. They go on there for a live, they go on there for this, they might put their video up there, chat, whatever it is, whatever the options, they make a quick buck and then they cash out. They have to wait for it. Plus, at the time, your paywall was unlimited. Girls were charging $500, as much as $500 for you to unlock their paywall. So if you got 3 people that unlock your paywall, you had a good payout. That's why they was killing. That's why the motherfuckers was making millions of dollars that quick, because and plus the girls that was OnlyFans girls that had a lot of cachet with a fan base walking in. Oh, I get to see you busted open. The allure. Boom. There you go. So now you got girls who's now posting how much they're making, bragging about it. Miss B Nasty was ground zero for that. Guess who was watching? The celebrities. OnlyFans, they see that this regular dude named Jimmy Smack made $1 million. The reason why they pushed him out because ex-boyfriend of Trina and the girl he made $1 million was the video that made him $1 million, because it won't nothing else, was him getting hair from Selena Power, the biggest thought in hip hop at the time, in a car wash.
Yep.
He made $1 million off of Atlanta alone, because when the word got out that he had Selena Power and there's no sex tape, this the same girl who said she was pregnant by Offset. This the same girl that fucked Snoop. The same girl that is always on DJ Academic. I got her dick on my mouth. All I had to do was charge $500. They were gonna unlock that for 6 minutes. Made $1 million. OnlyFans put that in the press. The reason why, to attract more people to come to the site. But what it also attract, on top of the girls wanting to flex, because it won't the guys for so much, I don't think, were the celebrities. Pandemic hit. Money's drying up. Let me get an OnlyFans, because I saw this girl say she just made 30 grand in 1 month. If this no name having hoe can make 30 grand, this no name hoe can make 30 grand, what the fuck can I make? That's why Tyler put a dick pic up. That's why Suki Hana gagged on dick on OnlyFans. Because they saw what, and then add into it, you got Mayweather wearing OnlyFans on his tights. Rappers talking about OnlyFans. Guaranteed, The little baby, who is it? It was the little baby. He found Miss London fans, probably subscribed to her. That's how he paid 65 grand. That's the point. It's normalized to watch, not normalized to have a career. Because at the end of the day, what did everybody say as soon as these celebrities did it? Oh, they're doing backwards. Oh, this is so terrible. Oh, this is bad. This is this. This is that. But as soon as they got on that platform, it changed the platform. And they changed for the celebrities' advantage. Because trust me, ain't nobody going. They ain't even going on there really to watch a girl game unless you sucking a dick while she's playing it. And they're just keeping it real.
So why hasn't the virtual component developed into the strip clubs? Like, why can't you go to a strip club based off of your membership on their OnlyFans account? Is this just like what is
because
what's stopping them from doing something like that?
Because the strip clubs, how can I put this? How many girls work in the strip club? Well, unless the strip club owner has an OnlyFans, no. Because you gotta think, the business is so up and down. Okay, how can I put this? The strip club charge girls to come strip. So why would I give a discount to somebody who's a member to this girl OnlyFans? I'm not what I'm getting out of it. Yeah, they looking at.
Well, why haven't they adopted it as a way to sell bigger events? I haven't seen it happen yet.
Well, the reason why, because they're competing against online. And put it this way, ain't no one smart enough to try it. And the one thing I learned about this adult industry, they say it's progressive, but yet the most conservative industry there is. Because they don't switch lanes often.
Well,
or as
the brick and mortar folks, the ones that own the strip clubs, they have to be listening to Kanye West. He said it the best. He said the best way to sell some pussy is an Instagram account. But for whatever reason, they're letting all that money go out the door.
Because see, but like I said, it's when you got some of these trips, it like put it this way. It takes a smart person that is not scared to push the envelope to do that. And you're asking people who make millions of dollars. It like this, I always said this. How do you tell a billionaire he don't know what the fuck he doing?
Right.
Because you're going to say $1 billion. So to them, it's the same reason why mainstream porn hasn't fucked with the BBWs. Because they feel the BBWs can't make them money. And they're afraid that if they go, it would hurt their business. Because their fan base might get turned off. If a strip club goes pure virtual, part of the strip club is anonymity. No longer anonymity, because guess what? They might decide to go live in there just to try to bump up.
Right. And so that's like the 21 Odyssey, right?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's like
Odyssey.
Yeah, because you got dudes that don't want their face seen. You might fuck up and catch the wrong person. You feel me? You know, so because you might have rappers that want to go in there, they don't want to be fucking noticed, they don't want to be seen. You know, they don't want people to know they ain't a goddamn build out this bitch. You know, period. And then you got the shit on, you got the shit, and so it's kind of like they don't want to integrate that. Then even if they have girls that have OnlyFans, they don't want to integrate that again either, because once again, anonymity. You feel me? That's why I said it has to be someone that wants to actually push the envelope, because the adult film industry and the adult industry itself is old school. Even though some of these clubs are new age, they're ran like they were ran in the 50s.
Okay, I get where you. Here comes the loop. The loop. It's coming back around.
They don't switch lanes. Think about it.
Yeah.
Remember I said with Brazen. Brazen never shot BBWs and never would do transsexual porn. Actually, porn tries to separate the BBWs from the skinny girls. At one point, they separated ebony porn from white porn. Very rare you would ever see interracial. Now that's the norm. You feel what I'm saying?
So why did someone from the UK get the balls to take on the established
because
adult
they
industry.
in the UK, because they in the UK, they're not in the adult industry, and they ain't got to worry about the United States fucking with them. They don't have a 2257 on their site anywhere. If you're a United States based company, you have to have that on your site. You have to have that.
What is that for what is that?
A 2257 compliance form for everybody is a form that states that this person is of age, they are who they are, and they consent. It's a government form. Many vids completely said, fuck your 2257, you got to fill out our shit. That shit don't count. The only reason why they can say that is because they're in England. If they were a United States-based company, they can't. Put it this way, international laws have not caught up with the internet and never will catch up with the internet because the internet changed too fast for the laws to. Because you have to be progressive to stay up. How many people really going to go through all that? How many governments going to go through all that?
I can't get the government to even show up to work.
Yeah, basically. So that
crazy.
So that's the reasoning why these companies, that's why I said with Brazzers, they were in a situation where let's see if we can throw shit against the wall, change course, let's test it out and see what happens. If it makes money, cool. If it don't, we tried, we said, we failed. Let's go back to what make us great. You feel me? Hustler did that with BBW. Now you would never see a big girl on Hustler. You feel what I'm saying? Because the simple fact of that these companies are not going to switch what they're doing because they feel what they're doing is making too much money and they don't want to scare off their fan base. They don't want to take the risk of attracting a new fan base at the risk of losing the one they got because they ain't making much money as they used to. Because they sat back and saw what happened to OnlyFans. OnlyFans changed course with one sentence, with one statement, and damn near went bankrupt within a day.
Yeah. and there's still a lot of content creators that are choosing not to go back, that they're boycotting the OnlyFans platform.
Yeah. But see, the point being is you're supposed to have more than one platform though. But that's the ignorance of the girls that come into business. But that's another conversation for another day. Tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Oh man, I was about to ask you. I was gonna say, do you advise people to?
No. Go ahead, ask.
Yeah, do you advise new content creators before they get into the adult industry, just like I do with the gaming industry, to do their homework before they start doing this business? Should they get an agent? Should they what's your advice on that aspect?
Okay, I'm about to get real, people. Buckle up. I
got my seatbelt.
First of all, you cannot be shamed walking into this game. That's the first mistake girls make. You have to come at peace that I'm doing adult film. People may not like it. My family might look at me sideways. So what? This is what I want to do. If you walk in like that, you're going to do the necessary steps to be successful. That's where it begins. Because if you're a gamer, you're not ashamed of being a gamer. So there's nothing that's going to restrict you from doing what you need to do to be successful in that industry. If you're ashamed of being a gamer, you ain't going to want nobody to know that you play games. So you ain't going to join no team. You're not going to get a Twitch. You're going to leave money on the table. You feel what I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest mistake these girls make. If anytime a girl say, I hope nobody finds out, you already lost. Because what if you get a booking? What if you have a dude that step to you say he want to pay you $1,000 for a scene? And you like, you know something, why not? You think he gonna pay you $1,000 to wear a goddamn mask? Period. You don't want to show your face. You ain't gonna push as hard. Soon as when the money gets low or starts to move slow, you out because you shamed. You ain't want to do it no way. There's some girls that probably relieved the OnlyFans went away, even though they were making money with it. Because now they ain't worried about family finding out. You know, I had one girl that I talked to, she's talking about getting out the business because she was like, I don't want to have to explain to people later on why I was in the business. You might have left at the time when you got hot and become the biggest thing in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be shamed walking in. You can't be shamed, and you can't be shamed at no time because this is what you chose to do. To this, no one put a gun to you and said, "Yeah, I want you to get an OnlyFans and suck a couple of dicks, play with a dildo and a fuck toy, and get paid $1,000 and be bringing in about $1,000 a month." You chose to do it. So why be shamed? My mother said it best. Why be? Don't ever be shamed what you got to do to make money to feed your family.
No shame in your game.
Yeah, you can't. Because if you shame in your game, you ain't gonna go to the fullest. Now, once you get past that, then you go through trying to find out about the business, connecting with people, talking to people. And two is also know the level you is. And for example, because I always hear a girl talking about something, I don't do boy girl because I don't want to fuck all these dudes and I always bring up the example of Heather Hunter. Now, Heather Hunter probably fucked about 20 dudes at tops. The reason why 20 dudes because she only did 8 films. But she's a fucking Hall of Fame and made millions. She didn't fuck a lot of dicks. It's not about fucking dicks, it's about fucking the right dick. Dicks that got cachet, that's known, they got sight, they can give you exposure as much as you can give them. Meaning you have to treat this as a career. You have to realize at some point I will have to switch up what I'm doing in order to increase my money, because at some point your fan base is gonna get tired of you playing in your pussy all goddamn day. Now they're gonna want to see you with a dick. Then eventually they might want to, they're gonna get tired of you doing the boyfriend, girlfriend, dick shit. Okay, can you step it up and be stepmom, stepdad? Can you step it up and do the Uber driver? You have to always evolve. If these girls are not willing to do these things, don't get the fuck in this goddamn business. Stay an Instagram girl. Stay an OnlyFans girl. You know, period. Don't come in and muddy up my goddamn business and fuck it up for everybody. Because
so I guess
go ahead.
I guess the question is like, if I don't know how many scammers you talk to, but the girls that want to play in the gray area, but see that if they legitimize, they might have a little bit more of an easy time with their finances. And this is not financial advice, but like more like moral advice and just like life advice. What do you usually say to those girls that are like, you know, on Tinder, like sending John's messages, not showing up to the shits, and then crying on their shit because they're not making the money that they should have been made because they didn't legitimize?
Because what I say to them is, shit, clean up your act. Because you have to be professional. Porn is a professional business. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Actually, if you want to be honest, escorting is a professional business also. Because if you think about it, you make money at it, you get paid. Whether you're doing content trade or whether you're getting paid up front for the scene, you're getting paid for it. You're being seen. You're damn near instant celebrity. Even an escort to a certain extent is you might as well say an X-list celebrity. Because, yeah, she can go out there and the dude will actually notice her. A couple of them, because she have clientele. Same thing with a porn star. Same thing with OnlyFans girl. It's a business. People do realize they receive, when you join these sites, you get a W-9. Go. That means you can pay taxes. I can put my rent, because I film out my house, on my taxes as a business expense. This is a business. So you have to treat it as a business. And with business come reputation. The worst thing you be is a scammer. First things first, there's no deposit in porn. Never had. You get paid once the scene is done. Escorts brought that in. John's carried it over because John figured, I can get a discount or get some free pussy if I say I'm a producer and I walk in with my cell phone. Once again, when you make the business look easy and you make it easy to get in, you got the dude with the cell phone who's a John who figuring I'm tired of paying for pussy. I'm just gonna say that I'm a fucking producer and I'm gonna come and film with the cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't gonna give you no paperwork and he ain't gonna give you no ID. That's why, because you want to know why? Let me make this clear, people, and I might even make this a clip. Go ahead and have the government do an audit on your shit. Because any United States-based content creator, the government can order an audit on your shit with a quickness. Mm-hmm. Don't have a 2257 model release form of ID for every scene, 5 years in prison, $5,000 per infraction. Smoke that over. There's men right now that's in prison because they didn't have their paperwork. Life sentence. Life sentence. Life sentence.
I bring this up because outside of esports, I don't do adult videography, but my commercial business is commercial videography for corporations and influencers and things like that. And I've always thought about, going down the route and listening to our last episode with Shoot Her. It's always something I've been interested in doing, but obviously would like to do the clean side. I don't really want to do the not the clean side of the adult industry, not the dirty stuff where you have all bad business. Like I don't like the bad business component. So I recently let me tell the story real quick.
No, go ahead.
Why it's important. I shot for someone. I don't want to tell their names.
Okay.
Told them what my costs were as a videographer. And
okay.
This is the archetype that I'm in.
Okay, go ahead.
Even though I'm producing, directing, audio engineering, all the other shit that's involved with doing this shit. Here's the rate, and the message I get back is, oh, just for the videos we already shot. No, that rate that I just gave you was for editing that stuff that we already shot. Not that there's a pre-production, a production, and a post-production. She's like, oh, all right, well, I'll throw you a little bit of cash. Cool. Throws the cash. In the invoice, she writes another date in the thing. Okay, if I have to contest this with the point of sale, it's going to say something totally different than what I told her is the deal. So I say, look, no. Pre-production and production for that new shoot is going to be this much. Not the amount that we agreed to for the edited video that I already sent you. So she gets that. She says, oh, no. I'm going to have to cancel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's your money back. Fuck it. I don't have to deal with you anymore. But that sort of shit is the reason why I personally haven't gotten into that business, because even for the female talent, for the male talent, male talent's different. I've had people reach out and say, hey, here's the business, blah, blah, blah. Let's do this shoot real quick. No problem. Female talent, for whatever reason, they're scammers. As far as I've experienced, a few of them haven't been. But what is, like, that's why I bring that question
okay,
up.
that's what you said.
And just like, you know what I mean? So on both ends, just people need to be considerate of like that business component and how to keep it a clean business deal versus like some of this.
But see, the thing of it is,
stuff.
The thing of it is that because it's a sex-based business, it's like asking for honor amongst thieves to a certain extent. Now, what I mean by that, so people can understand, a lot of females, the business of porn is not respected as a business because they look at it as, I'm laying on my back to make money. So I don't have to move the way that, I mean, don't get it twisted. Even if it's a music thing, you run into somebody like that, even if you were doing the music video.
But the
They might try
gays
to-
and the transsexuals have to lay on their back to do the same bullshit.
Yeah. But see,
pardon
but
me.
see,
Sorry,
no.
I'm going off.
No, I get you. See, I love this. Women are the stars of the business. They make the most money in this business per capita. I don't give a fuck what sex. Let's keep it 100. They are the stars. Porn was built off the back of a woman being fucked. Not a transsexual, not gay. Straight up boy, girl. That's why I said no matter what, no, it could be a million years from now. If porn still exists, what people is watching is a man and woman fucking. Let's keep it 100. Doesn't matter the race. She could be from another planet. She's a female. You say boy, girl, we gonna watch that. Sorry, all right. So because of that, you also deal with girls who are escorts. And what happens is the reason why I hate the term sex worker so much is that part of the reason also why Hollywood porn didn't like dealing with escorts, because you got pimps and girls want to use escort shit, terminology, thought process in this business. See, at the end of the day, like I said, one, she probably, when she had worked with somebody, it was somebody that probably was looking to get content also. So he probably, if nothing else, he said, if I film it, I get the content. You feel me? Females sometimes feel that, fuck, I can get me another camera dude. I can find me a dude, this and third, because that's what they think. Or I can find another male talent. Or just like you see these girls, they're quick to go fuck Tom, Dick, and her who live next fucking door out this bitch. But then when it comes time to ask for that ID and that 2257, they don't want to give it. You feel what I'm coming from? They feel that they can just get, they feel entitled. Because
but they're not buying a house or car on note without having those documents.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing of it is, not everybody getting the business is meant to be in the business. You feel me? Because trust me, you dig through more shit than you get gold. The reason why I retired from the business, because trying to work with people, you spending money, covering travel, covering hotel, you know what I'm saying? And when I bring you, I'm looking to shoot for a whole weekend, you know what I'm saying? Then I sat back and said, wait a second, I got all this content. I'm tired of going, because shit happens, because I make money, but I don't make money to the point where I can just, I call you tomorrow and you here next week. No, I ain't got it like that. Not yet. You feel me? But the point being is straight toxic for me. And I said it's time for me to step away from the business, because I'm sitting here seeing people in New York, they're getting to shoot with everybody and their mama because they live in fucking New York. Nobody comes to North Carolina. I got to pull teeth to get people to come down here to work with me, even though I'm professional. One of the best male times out there. I shoot better than some of these motherfuckers, and even last longer on camera and shoot more scenes in a day. But because I don't live in a major metropolitan area, y'all just ain't just gonna pop up and we can hook up. So I got to spit come out of pocket. And then on top of that, some of these girls escort. So they get to make money. And I don't touch none of that shit. And you're working out of the room that I paid for that we supposed to be shooting. But then you want to rush the shoot because you got a client that's supposed to be coming. Yeah. So I said, man, fuck that. I'd rather be a podcaster.
Well, that's interesting. It's interesting. In so many different capacities. And oh man, I could talk to you all day about this legitimately.
Yeah.
Because we could start breaking down what the different words are. Because what's the difference with an agency and a pimp?
Now it like, put it this way, it's all the same. Because
Right.
truth be told, girl, the only reason why a girl would join an agency because that agency, the porn industry, I keep telling everybody, it's not easy to get in. It was never supposed to be easy. It was never supposed to be mainstream. It's supposed to be taboo. That's why it made so much money.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? It's the equivalent to when people said wrestling wasn't real. The game completely changed. You feel me? Don't get it twisted. They make money with TV, but when you talking about attendance, been times, I don't need to even go there. That's another conversation for another day. I don't feel like getting my Jim Cornette on. But the point being is that, damn, I lost where I was going with it.
Damn, that went over my head.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I might not just be only from a different generation, but I don't know all the details and stuff like that. But
Agency, okay, you talk about agency.
agency,
you had to be groomed in. The agency is the gatekeeper. That was the purpose of it. The porn, what's missing in the game is gatekeepers. You either before the independent producer, it was the agency. You know, period. Because even when girls went out there and shot, the girls that was with the agency got the better gigs, got the better paid gigs because they had a representative that had cachet with them companies already. Either they were a producer themselves, they were a former talent themselves, or they just was in. You feel me?
Yeah, but the agencies don't want to acknowledge the fact that they're turning these girls out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm somebody who's been working in this industry. I'm hitting up the agency saying, I need these deals brokered. Work. And the agency say, we're not working unless we're turning you out. No. I'm turning you out and you work. Like, that's the way I'm looking at it. Like, no, but that's how it's going to work.
No, but see, it's the whole point of image is perception, bro.
Right.
Image is perception. See, it's kind of like this. What sound better, escort or prostitute?
Escort. In today's language, right?
Oh, hold on. What sound better, sex worker or escort?
Escort.
To me, it does, but to society, sex worker. Porn star, sex worker. Cam, sex worker. Let's lump them all together so they all can feel good. But what happens when you lump them together is everyone thinks that everyone do everything. And that's not the case. There's cam girls that don't do porn. There's porn girls that don't do cam. There's girls that escort and do cam that don't do porn. There's girls that escort that don't do neither. You feel where I'm coming from? So it's kind of like you're basically it's not decriminalizing. It's not you're normalizing at the same time. God, I'm trying to find a fucking word. It's not decreasing. It's you devaluing what that person is doing when you lump them together. And
there's no famous escorts, but there are famous other strippers, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. Well, there's one famous escort, but she's not even a real escort. Yeah. She's a movie, Julia Roberts or whatever. The movies. In the movies, I guess they're famous.
Because the reason why I say that, is that would you compare Bruno Mars to Drake?
No.
Say no more. They do two totally different skill sets, but you'll never hear them say, "Well, Drake and Bruno Mars, they're both are artists." No, one's a rapper, one's a singer. But if
this might be disrespectful, but I would compare Bruno Mars to The Weeknd.
No. But they both are in the same lane. You get me? R&B singer. When you saying sex worker, you're basically telling me that Missy Stone is the same as Betty Sue, who works off a twist. But Missy Stone is a full-blown porn star. Betty Sue is an escort, don't even show her face. But you're lumping them together in the same sentence. That's not fair. Different skill set. I'm not going to lump a college player into the same as LeBron James. Different skill set. I'm not going to lump You get the point. Yeah. But shoot, but I'm about to wrap this up, man, because
well,
I
you
know
don't
we both got
you don't put Jeff Bezos in the same line as Elon Musk, right?
yeah,
Those
no,
two different people, but they sell cars. One sells cars, one does jets,
yeah,
one does jets.
yeah.
Like you gotta look at it
You
like
just
that.
got
That's
skill
the
set.
thing.
And that's what goes back to, and then I'm gonna let you tell everybody where they can find you, so we can end this up because we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. I got stuff to do.
Well, I'm just trying to get as most gems as I possibly can get into this thing.
But you done became a smoke buddy, and you will be coming.
Oh yeah,
we will be coming back. You will be hearing more from Mr. Trent Knox because yeah, man, I love chopping up with him. But no, it goes back to like I said. Porn is normalized to watch, but not normalized to be in. The reason why, because they don't respect the business acumen of the people that's in it and the business that it takes to run it. Because they correlate our business to the fact that we actually fuck on camera. That's why. It's a moral thing. It's not ethical. It's not even logical. Because what's the difference between the only difference between what happened on Monster Ball, what happened in what we call is well shit hell. Or some of these shows where the girl be butt ass naked and they fucking and they hunching.
Yeah.
You actually see the dick going in the pussy in the woman car. We actually do it for real. I could break down how they do it, but I don't feel like going through all that when it comes to this show because I got to wrap it up a little bit. But but the point I'm trying to make is that this business was never meant to be mainstream.
Right.
And the reason why because you devalue the porn star because when it became mainstream with the sex tapes, with the OnlyFans, people using the cell phone, and even to the point of webcamming, it made it seem like you don't have to be special to do what we do. Point blank. Because as much money these girls scream that they made with OnlyFans, imagine if every last one of them subscribers subscribe for $24.99 and not $3.
Millions. Billions.
So girls are actually losing millions of dollars because y'all want to discount so hard because y'all scared that y'all shit ain't good enough for them to pay full price. And I'm about to tell you something. And I tweeted this today. And then I'm gonna let you, send this out. This is Labor Day weekend, a Monday. I ran 2 Labor Day fucking specials where you got 60% off. I actually sold, and yeah, I'll be getting the payout pretty decently soon. Nobody took the discount. They paid full price. Can any of you girls say that? Tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Absolutely. I appreciate you 100%. I definitely wanted to make this investment. I wanted to put it on record so that when someone comes back and looks at this conversation, look, I'm here to sex work, escort, whatever the word is at the time of day, whenever someone looks at this, I'm promoting it. I align with that. I've always been this way. It doesn't matter what, there's a lot of folks who are like saying, I support women. I support, LGBTQ. I support all this shit. But then when it comes down to the business, they don't put them in their boardroom. They don't put them in working with them. They don't talk about them. They don't do anything for it. So on a record, here it is. You can stitch it and try and pull out whatever pieces and make me look crazy or make anybody look crazy in this conversation, but it's not really like that. It's facts all day. Pull up whatever it is. I'm going to be at Fan Expo Dallas 2021 on September 19th, room D162 at 1:30 p.m. Say what you got to say. Do what you got to do. And I'll answer any questions or whatever about the esports industry, or if you want to press me on this, it's whatever. You can find me, Trent Knox, at trentknox.com, and you can learn a bit more about my story and everything that I've been doing as a content creator and as a business person. My video production company and agency is cybercitymedia.com. And for the esports and gaming aspect and everything I do to support content creators and help them get opportunities in this industry, in gaming and esports and streaming, Twitch, whatever, even in the adult industry, if I can help you, I will try to do my best to help. And so that's ebn.gg. And yeah, and on social media, you can find all that on the websites.
See, I just stay giving y'all knowledge, don't I? Life is a learning experience. What's the point of experience? You didn't learn anything. Smoke this over. Thank you for coming to the lounge, Troy.